Hi, so I am Lizelle Muhilio and today I'm gonna perform a book binding. Step 1 is gathering all the tools in book binding. So here I have needle, ruler, bamboo stick, paper clips, scissor, pencil, yarn, puncher, and screwdriver. Second step is cleaning the materials to avoid dust or rusts. Third step is to measure the paper to form the exact places of where the holes must be located. So in step 4, it is in arranging the papers for binding and clip it and make holes on it in step 5. So making holes, be careful on it that you are going to make a holes in the marks that you have made. So as you can see here in my case, I already have all the holes clean and tidy. So this is another batch of paper that I have to put a hole. So I'm gonna punch it here where the marks is located. Must be careful enough. So after making holes, as you can see, the holes are already there. So arrange the papers again according to each arrangement and then clip together every side of the paper except the side where the holes are located, so that the papers will not move side by side. For the cover of my notebook bindings, because I don't have anything else here like cardboard, I only used this old folder. So I measure the papers side by side, and then according to each measurement I put marks on the folder which I will be using as a cover board. What I do is measure the side of the paper according to its sizes and also measure the board so that the paper will fit to the board. After measuring your board, you can put the lines on it and then cut the edge of the folder according to the line that you have been made. So, and then punch on it, make a holes from it. To make it easier for you to make holes in your cover board, you can just quickly get one paper and place it together with the board and clip it so that you can directly make holes according to the holes that is in your papers. To make it easier for you to make holes into the other board, you can just quickly do what you've done into the first board. So after making holes on that second board, you are now ready for the last step. Stitch the ready materials. So this is the ready materials now, the complete holes in this side here, and this is my yarn and this is the needle that I will be going to use in stitching the material. So the last step is stitching the papers together with the cover boards. So in case of using a sponger, it is better to use yarn than to use thread, because the holes are quite bigger than those made of thumbtacks. So in stitching, here in my case, I use the Japanese techniques of book binding or notebook binding. So it takes a lot of time in stitching. So this is the way I sew my book binding. So this is the stitching style that I adapt the technique of the Japanese book binding. So here I use the green yarn and a little smaller needle. So in this case, if you are about to finish your stitching, you can just remove the clips and then go to the end of the yarn or thread, and then you can drag it inside in your notebook. The same as on the other end, you can also uh, get the other end and then one last round, stitch it round again. And then for the last time, push it to the inner part of your notebook, which where the first end of the yarn or thread is located. Drag it inside again, and after dragging it, be careful and tie a knot on it. Tying a knot in book binding isn't easy, especially if the leaves of the book are close into each other. So be careful on tying a knot. So after tying a knot in 2 times, you can cut the remaining thread, and then you'll already have the product of your book binding or the notebook. So here is my finished product of my book binding.